I'm proud to tell you that this video is going to be brought to you by Gfuel, and by using my affiliate link in the pinned comment and in the description box, you'll not only be helping support the channel since it's a affiliate link. I do get a small commission for each sale that's made, so I don't get anything unless you guys purchase it. However, you'll also be able to get some really cool anime themed merchandise as well as energy tubs and different energy formulas. I personally use Gfuel a lot, and when it comes to anime, there's a plethora of different anime to choose from. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, My Hero Academia, Mobile Suit Gundam, Attack on Titan, and so many other series are available on the website in the form of energy formulas packed with all the vitamins that you need and just enough caffeine to get you going for your day. Right now, Gfuel is running a 25th anniversary campaign for Neopets. Step into the magical world of Neopets and celebrate 25 years of adventure, friendship, and fun with Neopets' 25th anniversary Gfuel Golden Berry Energy Tub. You are not going to be disappointed in the flavor with this one. Absolutely worth every penny for it. I mean, come on, it's called the Great Golden Slushy. Scoutmaster Jigen definitely approves of this one. Which, most importantly, this cannot be understated. Unlike a lot of energy products that are out there, there is no crash and there is zero sugar. Two really huge selling points of why I personally support Gfuel. In typical anime fashion, I am going to need you guys to send me your energy by clicking the affiliate link in the description and in the pinned comment. And when you do so, make sure to use my promo code KAGE to get yourself a discount. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another Boruto 2 Blue Vortex discussion. Today, I want to talk to you guys about the aftermath of the upcoming Kawaki versus Jura battle that we've gotten set up at the end of the last chapter, and we know with certainty that this fight is going to result in some damage to the village if we go by the promotional teaser provided by VJump magazine. But the reason for jumping to the aftermath of the fight is that we should have a moment where we're all honest with ourselves for a second. We all know how any fight with Kawaki versus Jura is about to turn out. The moment that Kawaki pulls up on Jura, Jura is going to smack him with whatever book he's holding and then smack him again when he realizes Kawaki's face broke the spine of the book that he smacked him with. Between the last time Kawaki thought it was a good idea to fight Jura and currently, there hasn't been much change for Kawaki's character. He hasn't been on some magical, mythical time skip where he was able to suddenly power up through extensive training, and he's out to show everyone that he's the #1 Otsutsuki killer and that respect should be placed on his name. In fact, the opposite has happened. He's only proceeded to get blitzed by Boruto and hit so hard that he was on the verge of going into sleepy time again before he cut on his karma seal, and that in turn, it forced Boruto to retreat due to the obvious danger of Momoshiki taking over his body. So far into Blue Vortex, Kawaki hasn't necessarily been inspiring confidence in people who are proud supporters of his, even people like me who keep insisting that despite Kawaki's stocks crashing every other chapter, that we should just hold fast and buy the dip. Basically, dollar cost average our positions into the Kawaki stock. Even we are having moments where we're beginning to question if our faith in Kawaki might be wavering just a little bit. Yet as we go into the current chapter, there are a couple things I do think we need to be taking a closer look at. Like #1, for instance, the fact that everyone's favorite Otsutsuki Wikipedia page by day and scheming mad scientist by night, Amado Sanzu, might have something planned for Kawaki's character moving forward. And in fact, I think it's more than probable than not that Amado is going to step in after Kawaki's inevitable beatdown that is looming in this next chapter. In fact, it's in character for Amado when you really think about it. So far, what the narrative has done is a very good job at burying Amado's character during the current events of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex to the point where fans aren't paying as much attention to him, and we don't see him until chapter 5 of the manga, where he drops the bombshell on us that he figured out everyone's memories, that they've basically been altered, that he figured it out pretty quickly when he got a chance to inspect Kawaki's body. In the story leading up to that point, we got hit over the head with so many different things that are all meant to divert our attention away from Amado's character. Amado, someone who towards the end of part 1 of Boruto Naruto Next Generation, he played a huge role in the final 20 chapters as a gaslighter in chief, and most importantly, a needle mover for the story, where so much of the plot twists that we got in terms of overall impact were either directly connected to Amado or they were loosely connected to him via the butterfly effect of his action. The narrative choosing to have him of all people be removed from the story, it isn't by mistake here, and the story has been very slowly planting the seeds for Amado to step back into his position as needle mover, fitting the narrative trope of the mad scientist who can't get out of his or her own way, and by the time they realize that they've made their own monster that they cannot control. When we go back to chapter 1 of Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, our first signs were there that Amado likely knew the truth because Sarada is shown telling us that immediately after Omnipotence was casted, that people were quick to ask questions that we raised here on the channel once Omnipotence was explained to us by Momoshiki. They asked if Kawaki was Naruto's kid, then why did he have Ishiki's chakra and dojutsu instead of Momoshiki's chakra? They asked if Kawaki was Naruto's son, then why did he have the body of a cyborg when Naruto's son doesn't have any mechanical enhancements, let alone enhancements that were made by the car scientist Amado? We asked, hey, if Kawaki's going to keep up this lie, what is he going to do about the ninja tech in his body? Because he has to be brought in for regular maintenance or else he's going to run into the issue of the ninja tech in his body doesn't function properly. Something that even as big brain as Katasuke is, even he was stumped when Kawaki first came to Konoha, which is why Amado ultimately ended up defecting, being the one who works on Kawaki's body. That was our sign that Amado might have figured it out, and in chapter 5 he stated not only did he know the truth about Kawaki, but he kept it to himself because of his motive to resurrect his daughter using Kawaki's karma seal. If anything happened to Kawaki, he would be unable to bring his daughter back to life, and it was out of his love for his daughter that he played the long game with both Jigen and Ishiki, methodically laying the groundwork for betrayal by slowing down the extraction of Ishiki's data into Kawaki's karma via the Byakugan suppressant drugs, and then he slowly took down the car inners through various schemes so that Jigen could be ultimately killed by Kashin Koji, and inevitably Ishiki could be taken down, though he gambled in the hopes that Naruto and Sasuke could outlast Ishiki long enough to do so. At which point he shifted his gears to playing chess with Shikamaru while he gaslighted Kawaki into despair, purposely in the hopes of having Kawaki reawaken his karma seal in order to ensure his plan could work to revive his daughter. Kawaki's karma reappearing needed to happen in response to that need, to a need in general, but Amado needed to manufacture a need in order to get what he wanted from Kawaki, which is why he gaslighted Kawaki into believing Naruto can't beat Code in a fight, talking out of both sides of his mouth while doing so in order to manufacture the desperation that was needed. And he got a little help from Momoshiki, who asked Code for help to fight Sage Mode Naruto, to all of a sudden he's ready to kill Naruto once he realizes Naruto could not bring himself to fight his son Boruto. Even if Momoshiki was one controlling him, Naruto had clearly decided to do what Fugaku did, which is he would rather be killed by his child than to enter into a death match and potentially kill said child. That in turn awakened Kawaki's karma, and it set him down the road that he is on now. But for Amado, everything comes down to self-preservation of his ambitions, which are the revival of his daughter, and for that to happen, he needs Kawaki alive, which is why the moment Jura knocked Kawaki unconscious, he had Delta heal the guy up so that he could wake up and not be vulnerable. The threats that Konoha are facing right now, to say that they are beyond Amado's previous calculations, they are an understatement. While it's possible Amado might have been the first person to hear that Ada said Code changed the 10 tails using his karma seal because Shikamaru likely passed on that information, and he might have realized that this might have been a possibility, that the karma seal might have altered the 10 tails and made them stronger, since he appears to figure out stuff before the main cast and work out a solution, then show back up with the answer in order to curry himself into better favor and negotiating position. It doesn't appear as if that's the case right now currently. It feels like Konoha was drastically unprepared for all this, or at the very least everyone except for Amado was unprepared, because we don't know what research he was doing on his computer when he made the reveal to class rep about knowing the truth about omnipotence. When that was revealed, one thing we said here as a community was that Amado, he isn't the type to do something randomly. If he said all that right there in that moment after Boruto returns to Konoha And after Code attacked the village with the Ten Tails claw grimes and Amado was able to see them using some scientific mumbo jumbo, Amado wanted that information out there because he knew Class Rep was spying on him and he knew he was being watched. He wanted to be caught. He's literally looking into the surveillance camera as he's speaking so as to tell Shikamaru, hey dummy, it's your move. And while Shikamaru's are making his moves, Amado's already thought 10 steps ahead. Can we rule out that Amado isn't going to jump at the chance to upgrade Kawaki's body after they somehow survive this Jura battle? I don't think we can. If anything, I think we need to seriously consider that this is exactly what he's going to do. He is the one who has the most to lose if anything happens to Kawaki. If Kawaki dies or is fed to the Ten Tails, he loses his chance to revive his daughter. There is no other way for him to bring his daughter back to life. As he said, it's his last option. All of his other clones of his daughter, they had the issue that Delta had. They looked like her, they spoke like her, they had her memories, but they didn't have Akubi's personality. A clone is a lot of things, but it does not have the soul of the original. Every clone that we've ever seen in the series, they've all had this issue. Going all the way back to Naruto Gaiden, the 7th Hokage, and the Scarlet Spring, when Masashi Kishimoto drew those chapters in 2015, the Shin clones, they were different than the Shin Uchiha. Mitsuki is a clone of Orochimaru, yet both Mitsuki and Log, they have different personalities than Orochimaru. Kashin Koji is a clone of Jiraiya, yet his personality is also different. Kashin Koji is colder than Jiraiya ever was, and he's also not a pervert. This investment that Amado has in Kawaki is one that he cannot afford to have fail, because if it does, then he loses everything. We've seen what desperation can drive a man like Amado to do. It can lead to them crossing all types of moral lines that they aren't supposed to and do unethical things without the consent of the other party, because their own self-interest, it comes first. However, unlike last time, Kawaki is likely to be receptive to the idea of getting an upgrade. After Ishiki died, both he and Boruto approached the problem of Naruto not having Kurama and Sasuke losing the Rinnegan in two completely different ways. Boruto wanted to take the traditional path, and that's to train. Having finally learned the lessons that Naruto and Sasuke are trying to teach him about hard work, whereas Kawaki, he regressed from the teachings that Naruto was trying to teach him, choosing to look for the shortest path of power by pushing back against the shinobi train and saying that Jigen's way to power, it was better than what Sarada and Boruto were suggesting. It's going to be in character for him to start seeking an upgrade after getting ran through again, and seeing how much stronger Boruto is than him when he compares his strength level to Boruto's. He's going to want to get an upgrade, and Amado's ninja tech, it will provide a clear path for that. But when you make a deal with the devil, there's usually a hidden cost, and for Kawaki, it's not going to be as straightforward as, say, the Stardust transformations that Lucy Heartfilia has in Fairy Tail, which my anime explained video over here on the left breaks down in detail all that information, and over here on the right we have the Naruto explained video that tells the story of how Orochimaru almost made his Sharingan when he was in the Akatsuki in a scene Naruto Shippuden's anime never adapted. Check that out if you haven't already.